Welcome everyone, I'm Cruz, your peer leader, and today's presentation is on the grit and growth mindset. This is personally one of my favorite subjects to talk about because college, I think, revolves a lot around this grit and growth if you want to become the best version of you and the best student possible. So there's my email provided. If you have any questions, academic related, I'm here to help, and don't be scared, I'll respond. So in today's presentation, we're going to define growth mindset, define grit, understand the importance of each, and in understanding that, we're going to talk about how to develop each. The growth mindset. Well, the growth mindset is a belief that intelligence and other positive qualities can be grown or developed, versus a fixed mindset is believing that qualities are fixed traits and cannot be improved upon. An example I show in this slide is a growth mindset would say, I try to study hard to improve my math grade, versus a fixed mindset would say, I was born bad at math, therefore there's no point in studying, no point in trying, I just accept my fate, I'm bad at math. Another one would be, that I think really reflects it in the textbook and says, I'm gonna let you guess which one is which. I think success is a matter of having ability. And the second one is, I think success is a matter of getting ability. Okay, the fixed mindset is the having ability, because if you just accept what you have and you don't improve upon it, that's the fixed mindset. The growth mindset is getting that ability and improving upon it. And even if you lack self-confidence, switch your mindset to a growth mindset and you'll be able to grow. The importance of having a growth mindset. Well, growth mindset students improve upon and are actually gain more intelligence compared to a fixed mindset student because they show no pattern of improvement and can show a decline over time. And in the book, which I quote right here, the statistic, it says that people with growth mindset achieve more goals in academic success. So really that should motivate you to say, well, if I just have a fixed mindset in some subjects, but some subjects I have a growth mindset because I like them more, that is actually not something you should do. But you can switch your mindset and have a growth mindset for everything, because even if you don't like something at the time, but you need to achieve it or work towards it to achieve your goal, switch the mindset and to improve upon it and get that ability, and don't just accept your fate of what you don't have. The development. One that you might not really think of, but I think is really important and critical, and I've just started to develop this habit, is just reflecting. I think this is part of just thinking on your own and just taking time just to think by yourself. And this is really important because school goes by really quick. And I'm already a junior and it feels like time has really flown. Like I remember when I was entering high school. Now this is ending my third year in college. So time has flown. But lately I've been able to take the time and slow it down a little bit and think about my decisions I'm making and trying to improve and become a better me and becoming a better student to grow, compared to if I just had a fixed mindset, things would go by really quick and I would just accept the results instead of reflecting and trying to improve. And in addition to that is finding your purpose. You need to have to find your purpose, because if you don't know what you want to do, then it's really easy to just be complacent and just accept what happens. Take on new challenges. This will force you to grow. Controlling your language, and I think this is an interesting point, and it's mentioned in the book, is how you can develop a growth mindset by controlling the language or self-talk you use in reaction to your success and setbacks. And I have two examples. After an unsuccessful performance, one could say, well, at least I tried. You would say, well, maybe that's okay, but actually what you want to say is, part of the reflection would be, I know it wasn't the outcome I wanted, what went wrong, and how might I correct it? That's part of that reflection. Take the time to think about that. I think that's really important. Or if, say, you just did something good, a fixed mindset would say, I'm so talented, that's why I did good. Versus a growth mindset was, I'm learning and I'm doing well. And if I were to do it over again, is there anything I could have done even better? That is a growth. You continually want to grow and improve. And that's really important as a student, because school gets harder. And I think that's what I want to mention in the last slide is school gets harder and life gets harder in general. So you need to grow as a person, not just be the person you are today, but be a better person, and academically and also just in your character. Part of development is identifying and setting smart goals. Part of the and define it specific, meaningful, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time frame. This is how your goals should be framed. That's kind of how they should be outlined. Practice a growth attitude that kind of falls along the line of controlling your language. Just be positive and wanting to grow and improve yourself. Even if you fail, it's okay. And along with that is appreciate the journey. Part of the growth mindset is that you're gonna fail, but it's how you improve for those failures. And fostering grit. That's this next part is how grit and the growth mindset actually they interact very well, and they it's very important. They're very how do I say it? Fostering grit helps your growth mindset, and having a growth mindset helps you, and you need to have grit to have that growth mindset. It sounds a little confusing, but I'll explain it more. Grit. Well, what is grit? According to the textbook, it is when a person sustains significant effort, energy, and perseverance over an extended period to achieve a goal. You can kind of think of it as someone that keeps working hard even though things are working against it. It's like I'm working hard, but things are working against it. That's what kind of grit is. An example of grit in the academic context would be completing a homework problem that is very difficult and just not resorting to looking up the answer or asking someone else for the answer. So this could be completing the homework problem and just working very hard. Also, finding resources. That is an important part of having grit and the growth mindset is being strategic about it. An example of having grit also is balancing time appropriately. I think most people wouldn't think about that, but this actually is very important as a college student because some people would say, or some people would have the issue is, oh, my friends want to go hang out, or they have a lot of distractions, and it takes a level of discipline to say, sorry, I can't. I have to work on my school studies. I need to have this level of grit and just to persevere and resilience. So a quick activity to get away from my lecturing would be to think of a time in school when you had to persevere and you didn't think it was possible. I'm gonna give you about 5 seconds. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. Okay, personally, when I answered this question, I said about every beginning semester of school, the first week, I'm flooded with syllabuses and have so much. It seems like I have so much to do. It's gonna be a very difficult semester. And I feel very overwhelmed, and I just had to say, well, I need to persevere, and just go through and do it. And I know I'll do good once I get in a routine. So that's part of the grit and growth mindset. Here's a nice little video I found, about 2 minutes, and it's about the good philosophy, and it really just demonstrates grit and having some setbacks, but still pushing through and persevering.
One of my
We'll play it out.
direct subordinates, one of my
One and a
guys
half
that worked
speed.
for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing," and I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally, one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're going to say." And I said, "Well, what am I going to say?" He said, "You're going to say good." He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good." And I said, "Well, yeah, when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learn. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution." That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
So I like how the video ends. Get after it. Go attack. Keep persevering and have that grit and growth mindset.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me,
Sorry,
he would call
Let
me.
me go to the next slide. So developing grit. And this will be my last slide. I want to have one caveat. A common misconception with this simplistic philosophy of good. Well, It's a misconception that hard is always good. No, that not necessarily. Hard is not always good. Sometimes you need to reflect and think about why is it so hard, and how to make it easier for yourself. For example, you could be staying up late and doing your homework, but that might be the wrong thing to do. Instead, maybe you need to find discipline in your sleep schedule and in different parts of your schedule, and say, hey, I need to take a little bit less social time and find time to do my homework instead of just constantly staying up late, and making it easier on myself. So hard is not always good. That I want to make that caveat. So how to develop grit? Be passion oriented. Everything you do or in school related should be passion oriented. So choose the right major, because you're not gonna want to have grit. You're gonna want to quit if you're not doing what you want to do. Perseverance and resilience. Resilience in the book says it's sustaining effort until the goal is reached. And a greedy person bounces back from setbacks and turns those into comebacks. And I thought the video explained that pretty well. And developing grit is just pushing through and have that effort to reach your goal, because your goal is like the pinnacle. That's what you want to do. Your goals. You want to keep reaching them. Have that grit. Keep pushing towards it and don't give up. That's what grit is. I hope you learned something, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.